Honey, stop right where you are for 1 second, because if you're over 60 and you've been wearing the same hair color since the Clinton administration, I need you to hear me out. There is one single thing sitting on top of your head this very minute that is either taking years off your face or quietly adding them on, and most women never stop to ask which one it's doing to them. Stay with me, because before this video is through, you are going to know exactly which shade gives you that soft, natural lift that no cream or serum could ever give you. And I am saving the very best one, the one my comment section begs me about every single week, for the last spot on this list. Now let's get right into it, sweetheart. Here is something nobody sat us down and told us plainly. The exact color that had men turning their heads at 35 can be the very thing draining the warmth out of your face at 60. Our skin changes as the years go by. It often grows a touch cooler, a little more delicate, a little more translucent, and our hair loses its natural pigment and its moisture right alongside it. So if you keep reaching for that same flat, dark box color, or you cling to a cold, ashy shade purely out of habit, it can cast a shadow right across your face, deepen the little lines around your eyes and your mouth, and leave you looking worn out even after you've had a full night's rest. Most of us don't even clock what's happening. We just get this nagging feeling that something's a little off. Photos feel harsher than they used to, the mirror feels less kind, and we chalk it all up to getting older. My dear, 9 times out of 10, it isn't age doing that to you at all. It's a color sitting 2 inches from your face that quit working with your skin years ago, and it's been fighting you in every photograph, every video call with the grandbabies, and every glance in a shop window ever since. Now here's the part that should make you smile. This is one of the simplest, most affordable fixes there is. Unlike a skincare regimen that takes months before you notice a lick of difference, or cleaning out your closet which eats up an entire weekend, the right hair color can change how you look in one single afternoon in a salon chair. That is exactly why I sat down to make this video for you today. So no, we are not covering anything up, and we are certainly not settling for something dull just because it's easy. We are counting up together, from lovely all the way to absolutely show-stopping, 7 shades in total. Go on and pour yourself something warm, get settled into your favorite chair, and let's talk about the color that's going to change the way you feel every time you catch your own reflection. Before we begin, I want you to really think back. When was the last time you changed your hair color? Truly changed it, rather than just freshening up the same shade you've worn for the last 10 or 15 years. If you can't put your finger on it, honey, this video was made with you in mind. So many of us find a color that flatters us once, and then we never circle back to ask if it still suits the face looking back at us today. Our skin genuinely shifts as we move through our 60s, and a shade that once made us glow can quietly start working against us without our ever noticing the moment it happened. That's precisely why I built this list the way I did, counting from good all the way up to genuinely transformative. So don't go anywhere, because that top spot is worth the wait. Let's begin at number 7, Golden Pecan Brown. This one is for the woman who loves her rich brunette roots and has no intention of giving them up, but wants to soften the whole picture. A flat, single-process brown, the kind that comes straight out of a box from the drugstore, tends to sit on the hair like a solid coat of paint. It doesn't move when you turn your head, it doesn't catch the light, and on mature skin, it can look heavier than it did in your 40s. I see this constantly. Women have colored their hair the exact same way for 2 decades simply because it's familiar, and familiar feels safe. Golden Pecan Brown fixes this without asking you to abandon who you are. Your stylist blends warm, nutty undertones through your base and weaves in a handful of glossy, honey-toned pieces concentrated around your crown and hairline, and suddenly your hair is reflecting light instead of swallowing it whole. This is genuinely the gentlest place to start on this whole list, which makes it perfect if you've never colored your hair before, or if the very idea of a salon chair makes you nervous. Ask your stylist for a semi-permanent gloss over your natural base rather than a full permanent dye. There's zero long-term commitment, and it fades gracefully over 6 to 8 weeks, so if you fall in love with it, you make it permanent, and if it's not quite right, you simply let it wash away and try again with nothing lost. One thing to watch for: if your stylist wants to apply this in one flat, even pass all over your head, gently ask them to reconsider, because that brings you right back to the heavy, matte look we're trying to leave behind. Always ask for at least a few pieces of dimension mixed through, because that movement is really the whole point. Number 6. Honey Wheat Blonde. And this one is for anyone who is staying lighter but wants a real visible lift without going anywhere near a harsh platinum. Colorists will tell you that an icy, ultra-cool blonde applied all over can actually work against you at this stage of life, because a flat, cool tone mimics the exact look of dull, untreated gray, and it pulls every ounce of warmth right out of your complexion. Under fluorescent lighting especially, that can leave you looking pale or a touch sallow. The fix is warmth. Honey Wheat Blonde leans into golden, wheat-colored tones rather than ash, and the science behind why it works is simple. Warm tones bounce light back up onto your face the way a gentle reflector would, softening fine lines and giving your whole complexion that just back from somewhere sunny glow. Here's exactly what to say in the chair. Ask for baby lights, which are very fine, delicate highlights placed close together around your face and through your part line. They mimic the way the sun would naturally lighten hair over a summer, and because they're so fine, your regrowth blends rather than announces itself, which means you can often stretch your salon visits out to 10 or 12 weeks instead of 6. Pair this with a lightweight hydrating oil applied only from your mid-lengths down, because healthy, glossy hair will always read as more youthful than dry hair, no matter which exact shade you land on. Now, if numbers 7 and 6 already have you thinking about your next salon appointment, wait until you see what's still coming, because I promise these next 5 only get better from here. Do me a small favor right now, wherever you're watching this from, and go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I don't want you losing this list halfway through, and I give you my word, the very top of it is worth staying for. Number 5. Mocha Latte with Butterscotch Ribbons. And my brunette ladies, this one is a genuine game changer. When the first silver strands start showing up along the part, our instinct is almost always to reach for the darkest brown or the blackest black we can find and cover it all in a hurry. Please, my dear, step back from that box dye. A solid, ultra-dark all-over color creates a stark, heavy contrast against a fairer, more mature scalp, and rather than hiding your roots, it can actually draw more attention to them the second any new growth peeks through. It also casts a harsh shadow across your whole face, which can deepen the look of dark circles and fine lines in a way no concealer can fully soften. The fix is a mocha base with soft butterscotch pieces hand-painted through the mid-lengths and ends, a technique called balayage. Because it's painted on gradually rather than applied in solid blocks, there is never a harsh line of demarcation screaming for a touch-up. It gives the illusion of thicker, fuller hair, it's remarkably low maintenance, and it looks intentional rather than like you're hiding something. When you book this appointment, use the word balayage specifically, because a flat all-over color and a hand-painted balayage are priced and executed completely differently, and you want the dimensional version every single time. This shade is also wonderfully forgiving if your gray coverage isn't perfect between visits, since those butterscotch pieces naturally disguise early regrowth along your part. Number 4, Soft Champagne Pearl. And this one is for every woman who is ready to finally let her natural gray shine rather than fight it every 6 weeks. Let's clear up a myth right now. Gray hair does not make you look old. Dull, untreated gray makes you look old. As hair loses its pigment, it also loses the natural layer that protects it from hard water, pollution, and heat styling, which is exactly why it can start to look coarse, wiry, or take on an unwanted yellow cast over time. The secret to making gray read as luxurious rather than neglected is turning it into a deliberate, polished choice. Instead of letting gray grow in flat, you infuse it with soft, warm pearl or champagne tones. A well-toned silver acts almost like a mirror, casting a genuine glow up onto your face from every angle, and it shifts the whole story from "I've given up" to "I know exactly who I am." In the chair, ask for a silver-enhancing gloss or toner to knock out any brassy or yellow undertones, and if you're growing out from a previous dye job, ask specifically about a root shadow or demarcation blend, which softens the line between your old color and your new gray, rather than leaving that abrupt two-tone stripe that makes so many women give up on the process halfway through. At home, a good purple or silver shampoo is your best friend, but use it no more than once a week because overdoing it can shift your gray toward violet instead of that bright, creamy champagne you're after. Always follow with a deep conditioner since gray hair tends to run drier than pigmented hair. If this list has you nodding along so far, go ahead and tap that little heart or thumbs up on your way through. It genuinely helps this video reach more women just like you, and it takes you less than a second, but it means the world to this channel. Number 3. Muted Apricot Blonde. Now this one has been popping up in salons everywhere over the last year, and there's a good reason for it. A soft apricot somewhere between a gentle peach and a warm honey gives off a romantic little glow that flatters an enormous range of skin tones once you're past 60. It reads as fresh and playful without ever tipping into costume territory, which I know is the real fear anytime a color gets called a trend. The trick is keeping your overall base warm and neutral, and only bringing in the apricot through fine face-framing pieces rather than an all-over application. It photographs beautifully in natural light too, which matters more than we realize these days, since so many of our sweetest memories are captured on a phone at a birthday dinner or a Sunday visit with the family. Ask your stylist for an apricot gloss layered over a warm blonde or light brunette base because this tone needs something warm underneath it to really sing. Expect to refresh that gloss every 4 to 6 weeks since it's demi-permanent rather than permanent, which honestly makes it one of the lowest commitment options on this entire list. It's a wonderful way to find out whether you're someone who enjoys a little unexpected color without locking yourself into anything long-term. We're closing in on the top 2, and I'll tell you, number 2 is the one my community brings up in the comments more than almost anything else I've ever filmed. Before we get there, do me a favor and tell me down in the comments what color your hair is right now, because I read every single one and it genuinely shapes what I film for you next. Number 2. Warm chestnut auburn. A lot of women believe that as they get older, the safest route is to go as cool and as flat as possible to blend away the gray, and turning to a cold, ashy brown is one of the most common mistakes I see in salon chairs week after week. Here's why it backfires. A cool, washed-out brown can actually mimic dull, untreated gray rather than disguising it, and it strips the natural warmth right out of your skin, which can leave you pale under office lighting or store lighting. Instead, ask for a warm chestnut base with soft auburn undertones woven through. Think cinnamon and burnished copper rather than flat cocoa. This works because of simple light reflection. Warm tones bounce light back onto your face like a soft focus filter, warming a pale or tired complexion and softening the look of fine lines around the eyes and jaw. It gives you that effortless, rested glow that makeup alone can't fully replicate. My best advice for the chair: don't ask for one flat color from root to tip. Ask specifically for teasy lights, which are soft, blended highlights woven through the crown and around the face that mimic natural sunlightened hair. This gives you dimension that requires far less upkeep than a solid all-over dye, since regrowth blends in rather than announcing itself the moment you're 2 weeks past your appointment. And here we are, my dear, the one I promised you at the very start of this video, the transformation I genuinely believe is the biggest one on this whole list. Number 1, sun-kissed copper glaze. Red and copper tones are some of the most youthful, energizing colors out there. But I'll be honest with you, they are also the trickiest to get exactly right once you're past 60. The common misstep is going for a flat, cool burgundy or a bold fire engine red straight from a box. A solid, unnatural red can clash with your skin tone, draw attention to any redness in the cheeks, and can end up looking dated rather than fresh. The secret to wearing copper beautifully after 60 is warmth paired with real dimension. You want soft ginger, warm amber, and gentle strawberry tones woven throughout, never one flat shade applied top to bottom. This color works like genuine magic because copper reflects an enormous amount of light, acting almost like a natural bronzer across your whole face. It brings back a healthy flush to the cheeks, and it makes blue, green, and hazel eyes come alive in a way hardly any other shade on this list can match. It says confidence, it says creativity, it says timeless style, all at once. And it is very rarely the color you see on a woman who's trying to fade into the background. Here's your exact salon script. Ask for a warm copper base and specifically request a few golden or apricot pieces woven in around the crown so it never reads as flat or one-dimensional. Now, red pigment does fade faster than almost any other tone, noticeably faster than blonde or brunette, so my honest bonus tip is to use a color depositing conditioner once a week at home to keep that richness looking fresh between visits. Wash with lukewarm water rather than hot, since heat is what strips copper pigment fastest, and reach for a sulfate-free shampoo made specifically for color-treated hair. It's a small switch, but it stretches your vibrancy noticeably longer over the months ahead. Now, no matter which of these 7 beautiful colors you're drawn to, I want you to remember the one golden rule that ties this entire list together. Warmth and moisture are your very best friends after 60. As we move through this stage of life, our hair loses hydration right alongside our skin, so keeping it shiny, soft, and genuinely well cared for matters more than any single shade you pick off this list. A weekly deep conditioning treatment, a silk pillowcase to cut down on friction while you sleep, and turning the heat down on your styling tools will do more for how youthful your hair looks than color ever could on its own. When your hair has real shine to it, honey, you shine right along with it. And I want to gently remind you, whatever shade calls out to you doesn't have to be permanent to be meaningful. So many of you write to me saying you're nervous to commit, and my answer is always the same. Ask your stylist about a gloss or a demi-permanent option first if you're on the fence. You get all of the transformation with none of the long-term pressure. And more often than not, once you see it looking back at you in the mirror, the decision to make it permanent makes itself. So tell me, sweetheart, out of all 7, which one has you tempted to bring up at your very next appointment? Are you leaning toward that sun-kissed copper glaze, or is soft champagne pearl finally calling your name? Drop it in the comments below because I truly do read every one of them and I answer as many as I possibly can. And before you go, here's what I want you to take with you today. I share a brand new style secret exactly like this one every single week on this channel, covering everything from color to cut to the little things that actually work for us after 60. If you haven't subscribed to Classic Fashion 60 Plus yet, you are going to miss the next one, and I mean that with my whole heart. There are transformations coming that I genuinely believe might top even this one, and I would hate for you to miss out simply because you scrolled on by today. So go ahead, tap that subscribe button right now, and I will see you in the very next one, beautiful. One more thing before you go. Next week, I'm walking you through the exact haircuts that pair with each one of these 7 colors, because the right cut alongside the right color creates a completely different effect than either one wears on its own, and I don't want you missing that either. That one's going out to my subscribers first, so if you've made it this far with me, it's clear you care about looking and feeling your very best in this chapter, and that means this channel was built with you in mind. Let's keep celebrating our most stylish decade yet together, one video at a time.